Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Ministry of Health records 6 cases infected by Crimean Congo hemorrhagic fever in a number of the governorates of the Sultanate, as 1 person died of the disease. Clashes flare up between Palestinian youth and Israeli occupation forces after Israeli restrictions on worshippers who wish to enter Al-Aqsa Mosque. And 15 people are killed in air raids by Syrian forces on different areas of Douma as Kurdish fighters gain control of a vital area in Ain al-Arab, Kobani. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Ilham Haydar Aliyev of Azerbaijan on his country's independence anniversary. The Ministry of Health recorded 6 cases infected by Crimean Congo hemorrhagic fever in a number of the governorates of the Sultanate. The ministry stated that 1 person died due to the disease, indicating that the people were infected while slaughtering animals during Eid al-Adha or dealing with animals contracted with the virus. An official source at the Ministry of Health mentioned that the virus was initially recorded in the Sultanate in 1995, adding that the total number of such cases during this year was 14, and after the Eid al-Adha, new cases recorded were 16. The ministry took various procedures to stop this virus from spreading, such as acquainting awareness, coordinating with authorities concerned, and following up of the infected cases. First Aid and Cardiopulmonary Resuscitation, CPR, is the title of a training course organised by the Health Service Department in the Walaya of Al-Amrat in cooperation with the Health Committee and Civil Defence. It aims to provide participants with knowledge and skill in the rescuing field. It also aims to make the society aware of the rescue process, as well as forming a rescue team in the Walaya to be called on in an emergency. A visual show was presented displaying ways, methods and examples of first aid. A fashion show was held in Royal Opera House, Muscat, to celebrate Omani Women's Day, which falls on the 17th of October each year. It witnessed a huge attendance from those interested in these kinds of events. It included various types of colourful Omani dresses that are derived from photos and drawings of Omani artists, while also highlighting the latest designs in the fashion world. The accompanying exhibition showcased various furniture accessories, bags, as well as clothes that combine old and modern with a touch of Omani heritage. Majlis al-Jinn cave in the Walaya of Qariyat is one of the sources of researchers and experts' inspiration to discover its content of natural treasuries, geological formations, and wildlife. It is considered one of the world's biggest underground caves. The total area of the cave is 58,000 square meters, with 310 meters long and 225 meters wide. It is distinguished by 3 holes to allow adventurers to enter the cave by ropes. Still to come in our news bulletin. While Marie was being treated in a Democratic Republic of Congo clinic, the virus killed 12 of her family members. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Israeli forces shot and killed a Palestinian boy in a village in the occupied West Bank yesterday. 13-year-old Baha Badr was shot in the chest as Israeli forces entered Beit Lekia near the dividing line with Israel and were pelted with stones by local youths. A military spokesperson said soldiers responded with live fire. In another development, clashes between Palestinian youth and Israeli occupation forces flared up near Al-Aqsa Mosque after Israeli police had announced restrictions on worshippers who wanted to enter and whose age is less than 50 years. Palestinian news agency said thousands of Palestinians performed Friday prayers on streets and alleys after occupation forces closed Old Jerusalem area and imposed a military cordon on Al-Aqsa Mosque gate. Israeli procedures also included deployment of hundreds of special units elements on the streets, roads and surrounding area. 15 people were killed in air raids staged by Syrian forces planes and targeted different areas in the city of Doma, east of Damascus countryside. On the other hand, Kurdish fighters gained control of a vital area in Ain al-Arab Kobani, north of Syria, after Daesh militants retreated from there. Fighting continued today in the Kurdish border town of Ain al-Arab Kobani, besieged by militants from the Islamic State group. Grey and black smoke covered the city, and it was unclear what the source of explosions were. US-led airstrikes have been targeting the area for 2 weeks. The airstrikes appear to have had some effect to halt the group's onslaught on the town, which has been under assault since mid-September. Capturing Ain al-Arab Kobani would give the group a direct link between its positions in the Syrian province of Aleppo and its stronghold of Raqqa to the east. Leaders and officials of the 10th Asia-Europe meeting ASEM summit attended the closing session in the Italian city of Milan. The European Commission President and Mongolian President spoke to dignitaries at the session, as Mongolia will host the 11th ASEM summit in 2016. The summit opened yesterday against the backdrop of the conflict in Ukraine and escalating concerns about the Ebola outbreak. The ASEM summit themed Responsible Partnership for Sustainable Growth and Security and attended by leaders from 53 countries adopted Croatia and Kazakhstan as latest members. The biannual gathering was launched in 1996. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, one Ebola survivor lost most of her family to the virus while she was being treated at the hospital. More details in the following report.
Marie knows all too well the devastating impact Ebola can have. She caught it in her village in remote northwestern Democratic Republic of Congo and was fortunate enough to survive. But while she was being treated, the virus killed 8 of her 9 children, 2 of her grandchildren, and 2 more of her family members.
All the members of my family that brought me to the hospital, I never saw them again because they were dying and I didn't know it. We were a family of 12, and now almost everyone is dead.
Marie went back to her village once but couldn't face life there without her children. She came straight back to the MSF Ebola clinic here in Lokolia and now helps treat sufferers since she is immune to the disease. The World Health Organization cautions against contact, even with survivors, for up to 7 weeks after recovery because of the risk of transmission. But Marie's husband is taking his chances.
We will live together again. It's my wife. And as she's cured, I say thank you to God. I don't have to be afraid to live with it.
According to local officials, Marie is one of 12 people in the DRC's northwestern region who have survived Ebola. She says it was quick treatment that saved her life.
We shouldn't wait until the disease gets worse before bringing someone to the hospital. The only thing that can save us is the hospital, so I tell everyone that's sick to go to the hospital.
So far, the Democratic Republic of Congo has reported 43 deaths due to Ebola, a number dwarfed by the almost 4,500 people killed by the virus in the West African nations of Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone.
Now for the general weather forecast. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with the accumulation of low clouds over the Hajar Mountains in the afternoon. Winds will be northeasterly to easterly light to moderate along the coastal areas of the Sea of Oman, while it will be southerly to southeasterly light to moderate over the rest of the Sultanate. Seas will be slight to moderate along the southeastern coast with a maximum wave height of 1.5 meters, and along the rest of the coast it will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Ministry of Health records 6 cases infected by Crimean Congo hemorrhagic fever in a number of the governorates of the Sultanate, as 1 person died of the disease. Clashes flare up between Palestinian youth and Israeli occupation forces after Israeli restrictions on worshippers who want to enter Al-Aqsa Mosque. And 15 people are killed in air raids by Syrian forces on different areas of Douma as Kurdish fighters gain control of a vital area in Ain al-Arab Kobani. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.